Okay, hello students. As promised to you that I'm gonna walk through some of the homework problems. Maybe that will help you, but the problems are different from the one that are given to you. So this is the one is lesson number. Let me go to the learning target. So the learning target is every student should be able to figure out on in which interval is the polynomial inequality is positive or negative, and also rational inequality. So basically, so quite problems of the type here you can see this there is a polynomial function which is in the factored form, and you see it's a quartic, and you see the yellow ones are the one where it is greater than zero and the red ones is less than zero below the x-axis. So I'll dive down directly to the problem so that it will here it is the first one. This is 1.7. So, so this is 1.7 and combine 1.7 and 3.7. So let's go straight away. So right now the first problem says you're supposed to solve the non-linear equality. Now, what does non-linear basically means? Non-linear means quadratic or cubic, whatever that is, but it is an inequality. You can see two binomials multiply, and you can, if you work, you use by the box method or even use the FOIL method, you end up getting this minus 28 equals, that's the standard form of quadratic equation. And you can see there's a plus one, it has to be something like a parabola. All you need to know whether it is up, which interval, maybe it is something like this, or maybe it is this way, we don't know, or maybe this way, or maybe this way. That's what we are trying to figure out. So the sketching is not required in this situation. All you do is whether it is which interval it is greater than equal to zero. So first step one, all you do is figure out the zeros. So find out the zeros when the whole thing, let's say x minus 7 and x plus 4, when is this going to be equal to 0? So the only way it is possible by zero product property is either the first one is 0 or the second one is 0. And you can use your regular calculations to see that the answer is x equals 7, and you subtract here 4, and you get x equals negative 4. These are the two numbers. Now the question is, do you have to write the step? No, you can skip these steps, and you could have avoid all this step and say, hey, you know this, right? So the only way is opposite of minus 7 will be, the first one is plus 7, and here it is. And the opposite of plus 4 is, the second one is minus 4. So then these are the main these are the zeros of this equation, right? A polynomial function where the graph is exactly crosses the x-axis. So what we do is next is we make a draw a number line and say, hey, where is this 7? So I'll put 0 here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 4, and 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So these are the main numbers, and then you put say, hey, now here is the trick. So there is a greater than equal to, right? So not just equal, but greater than 0, but equal. So there's an equal sign, so you put a closed circle both places. Okay, and now you need to figure out, and these are the two numbers, negative 4 and positive 7, that breaks the whole entirely real line into, and this is how I'm going to break it, from minus infinity to minus 4, then minus 4 to plus 7, and then plus 7 to plus infinity, right? So all we do is try to pick up maybe one number here, put a minus 5 to the left of here, and one number 0 is better because this is so each time we pick one number in each of the intervals, this is better. So I'll tick mark there, and this also is 0. And in this case, we can, and the immediate new one will be plus 8. So that's the better one. So each time you plug in and see what's going on. So, so here I have this. I'll make a room for me to write. Okay, so I hope we can understand. So the first one. So this is the main thing, right? This is the main, this one. So I'm going to write this x minus 7 and then x plus 4. Now what you do is you plug in this minus 5. This is the one you select, right? So this minus 5 you put here and put here. Do you get positive or negative? So minus 5 minus 7 and this one is minus 5 plus 4. And clearly this is going to be negative. And you're multiplying, this is going to be again negative. So negative and negative makes it positive. So that means this whole thing is positive. The graph will be above the x-axis. Now next time we will plug in 0, this one, in the same equation, this one. I'm going to write this again just to get an idea of what's happening. So this 0, x equals 0, you plug in right here. So you put a 0, you get minus 7 times 4, which is 1 is negative and 1 is positive. So it's going to be negative. So this interval is say negative. And finally, let's plug in. So I'm going to write that again, and this time you plug in 8 here. 8, say 8. So it's going to be 8 minus 7 and 8 plus 4. So this will be positive because 8 minus 7 is 1. This is going to be, so multiplying positive times positive, the answer is positive. So this is positive. So all you do is the question is, when is this going to be greater than equal to 0? That means greater means above, the graph is above the x-axis. So it means positive. So greater than 0 basically positive. And you can say this is positive right here, this is positive right here. So your answer is going to be, oh my God. So it's going to be from negative infinity all the way to minus 5. So, okay. So let me write here. We clean this up. Okay. So here it is. Let me write this. So this one of them is minus infinity all the way to this minus 4. So minus 4. And remember, you have to put a box. That's the important. So why do you have to put this box? Because there's an equal sign. So it includes that point. And then union, and then also you need to take the 7. See, this is also positive. So the 7 is also considered as a box. So the 7, and all the way it goes this side to plus infinity. The question is, how do you put this in the so some of you got confused in the class maybe. So I'm going to go directly to show. Yeah. So I want to put, let's see, don't worry about this. The one that we have on your packet is negative infinity 4. So negative 4. So click on the dot here and click on the negative 4. And then it is on the negative infinity. So click here. So there you go. And the other one was 7. So click on this one, then here, and then directly to the right side. And you're done. I think I forgot. See? And that's all you're supposed to do. And what are you supposed to do here? It's negative infinity. So click on the sets here. If you click here, you see we want the left side to be minus infinity. So that's like open and right. So this is what you click. And then remember the one that you have is minus. So from your keyboard, you put minus sign and then infinity. So symbols. And then put a comma. And then till negative 4. Remember till negative 4. So put a minus from the keyboard, and also you can put directly also from the keyboard 4, and then click outside and go to symbols, and not the symbols, you go to the sets union, because in addition to that, and this time you're going to use this bracket because starts from 7, so type 7 comma goes to plus infinity. To right here, and you're done. So, and then you submit and you get the answer. I hope this helps. So this is one example I thought of showing that helps. So if let's see the second problem, then you can submit and you know the So, so the difference between the second problem and the first problem, remember they already gave you it was something like this, xx, and I remember it was -7 and +4. But this time they didn't give you, you have to factorize. So how do you factorize it? The first step is factorize. So that means there's x squared. So you have two factors and there's a 1x squared. So it has to be x and x. And now you have to split this -35. And what are the option? 1 times 35. And I think the only option is another one is 5 times 7. So which is the better one? So that when you combine, it has to be -2, right? So this adds up to, I mean, there's a minus here 35. So one of them has to be positive and the negative. So subtract. So this will never get subtracted to give you 2. But this will subtract to give you 2. But because there's a -2, so it is -2. So it has to be +5 and multiply by -7. So these are and that's what you're supposed to write here, +5 and -7 and less than equal to 0. And you're back to the same like problem number 1. And I'm sure you can do this. So this is less than 0. So again, do the same thing, figure out the zeros of this, 0 of this number line, then this, and the same thing. If you see this, solve now this time we have a cubic 3 factors. You want to, what is the first? First step is always you just do the opposite. So that means it is -7. Then opposite of -4 is +4. And opposite of this is x equals +5. And all you do is the number line. So this one is 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'll put a 5, little distance there. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, somewhere here. And all of them should be closed. So this time we have 3, right? So all you do is you pick one on the left. So this is from -infinity till here. Then you have to take from -7 till here. And then from 4, you go here. And then 5 till +infinity. So now what you do is start with -7. The closest one you can take is -8, right? So here is the 3 parts. So each time you're using, let me write it here. I'll take this off. And the best thing is do the scratch work and plug this in. -8, -8, -8. So what you get is -8 plus 7, -8 minus 4, -8 minus 5. And what this are? This will be minus, this will be minus, this will be minus. So you have 3 negatives multiplied. Then 3 negatives are multiplied, you get negative. So this section from here to here is negative. If you put a plug in 0 over here, so this time if you plug in 0, you put here 0 and a 0. So what you get is 7. So what's remaining is there's a plus. So this is 0, 0, 0. So this is going to be +7. So positive multiplied by this is going to be -4. So negative, and then this is -5. So negative. So there are two negatives that will make it positive. And finally, you plug in. Not finally. I think we need to do one more. That is in between here, which is 4.5. So I'm putting 4.5, 4.5, and 4.5. So this will be positive. This will be 4.5 is bigger than 4, so 4 it will be 0.5. So again positive. And this will be negative because 4 minus 5 is negative. So the answer is negative. So this section will be negative. And finally, you pick one number 6 in this section. So that if I plug in 6 there, so 6 goes here, 6 goes here, 6 goes here. So you end up getting 6 plus 7 will be positive, 6 minus 4 will be positive, and 6 minus 5 will be positive. So the answer is going to be positive. And so this section is positive. So finally, we have to say, if you see in the question was, where in which interval or where the graph is below the x-axis or less than 0 here. Can you see this? Okay. So the answer is below means negative. So you see this part and here it is negative. So from minus infinity, your final answer is minus infinity all the way to minus 7 in box union, and then from 4 to 5 both are included. Yes, I hope that helps. Okay, if this is the question number 4. Question number 4 says, what's the difference between the previous one we had only like this, right? But now suddenly you have a 2 there. That means this is, what you do is the same thing. You figure out when is this going to be 0. Then you can say x has to be the opposite of minus 8, which is plus 8. Opposite of this is plus 9, and opposite of plus 2 is minus 2. Draw the number line, and let's see if this is 0. This is minus 2 will be 1, 2, and 8 and 9 are very close. Maybe I'll just put 8 here and 9 here, and this is close because there is a less than equal to 0, right? This is this one. So all we do is try to figure out what's happening from minus infinity all the way here, then from minus 2 until 8, and then from 8 until 9, and then 9 to plus infinity. So let's pick up each point, and so if I go to the left of minus 2, which is minus 3, and then plug it in, so we need to plug it in. So I'll take this off because I've already written down on the number line. And okay, let's plug it in and see what's happening. Okay, so let's plug in minus 3 and see. Now remember, no matter what you plug in here, there is a square here, and square is anything square is always positive. So when we do this, when you calculate right now the next step, you don't even have to think of this. Just think of these two things. So I'm gonna put x here minus 3 right here, and it's going to be um, so you put minus 3 here and minus 3 here. You don't have to do here, right? So this is going to be minus 3 minus 9 will be negative. This is again minus 3 plus 2 is going to be negative. So negative negative is going to be positive. So this part is plus positive, okay, or greater than 0. So that means also it means greater than 0. Let's plug between these two. We can plug in 0 and see what's going on. So let me take this off. And this time we're going to put this 0 right here, this 0 right here. So when you plug this in, you get, of course, this doesn't affect, so I'm not going to use this. So it becomes minus 9 here because 0 and this is 0. So this is going to be negative. This is going to be positive because 0 plus 2 is 2, and that's positive. So the final answer is negative. So this is going to be in this interval, the graph is below the x-axis because it's negative, it's less than 0. And then what about 8.9? Let's put between 8.9, put 8.5. So I'm going to take this off and put 8.5, and you can check it out. So this doesn't matter. So this part is 8.5 and this is 8.5, and 8.5 minus 9 is going to be negative, and 8.5 plus 2 is going to be positive, so that's negative. So this is going to be negative. And then finally, to the right of 9, you can put 10 there. So 10, so take this off. So all this work has to be shown in your notebook. So you put a 10 and a 10. So 10 minus 9 is positive, and 10 plus 2 also is positive. So positive, positive is positive. So this is positive. What it means is we needed to know when is the whole thing either 0 or negative. We have seen these points are included because they are equal to, and we want to know when it is 0, it means negative. It means below the axis. And you can clearly see negative is, so you got this one and you got this one. So continuously you see at 8 is going to be, so you say, okay, so here it is, this is, we have to include now minus 2 and to 8, okay, so the 8, and then union again 8 to, oh, sorry, so this is negative, and then again 8 to 9. But then this whole thing is as good as writing minus 2 to 9. It's the same thing. And the reason is, if you see, you want to graph and understand this, it's like if you sketch this, there is a opposite of minus 8 is plus 8, so maybe 8 here. Opposite of minus 9 is 9, so these are the main points, the zeros of the left side polynomial quartic function. This is opposite of plus 2 is minus 2. So maybe the graph, because it is a degree 4, you can see that maybe something like this going this way, but at 8 it takes a turn because there's a multiplicity 2 because of this 2, and then takes a turn and goes like this. That's how it is. And you can see from minus 2 all the way to 9, it's below x. And question number 5, this is rational. So what all you do is you want to figure out what are the cutout points. So that means you want to know when is the numerator is going to be 0 and when is the denominator is going to be 0. And you see the numerator is going to be 0 if it is opposite of plus 7, which is minus 7. That's the one of the cutout point. And the denominator is going to be 0. Of course, you can check with this doing your regular 1-2-step equation and then divide by 3 and you get 1/3. But you don't have to show this stuff. You can directly say, okay, it's x equals 1/3. Done. That's it. Then you divide the number line into 0 here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, minus 7 right here. Now remember, it's in the numerator, there's a greater than equal to, so that means it is included. But remember that this 3x equals 1/3, this is the denominator. You can't have denominator equal to 0. So this is like a vertical asymptote. That means at 1/3. Now where is 1/3? Let's say this is 1. It's not a perfect, but I'll just put it like 1/3 maybe somewhere here. So this is like open circle. That's 1/3. So you want to know from minus infinity all the way here. Then this one is from minus 7 to 1/3. And then from 1/3, you go all the way to plus infinity. And then you do the same thing. It means I can think to the left of minus 10, you can think of minus 8. In between here, you can think of 0. And to the right, you can think of 1. So now, plug it in and you get the answer. So if I plug in minus 8, both places, what do you think is going to happen? The numerator is 8 plus 7, and this is 3 times, sorry, minus 8, minus 8, minus 1. Of course, here you need to check on it whether it is really positive, negative. The top one is going to be negative. But this will be negative 24, and negative 1 becomes negative, so becomes positive. So this is positive. And in this case, you can put a 0. So if you plug in 0 there, this is 0, right? So you plug in 0 here, plug in 0 there, and you get plus 7 over minus 1. You can see it's negative, right? So this is negative. This time on the right side, you put 1. So I take this off and put a 1 there. This one goes right here. This one goes to the 1 here. And the top one, 1 plus 7, and 1, 3 times 1 minus 1, you get 8 over whatever. You don't have to show the work. You just write, okay, that's going to be positive. And down is going to positive. So the end up on the last answer is going to put positive. So this is positive. The question was positive, and you can see this is positive. This is, so it's from minus infinity and all the way to 7, close 7. This is infinity. Union. Now this is where you have to be careful. You can't have 1/3, so you have to put parentheses and then all the way to plus infinity, and you're done. So problem number 6 is kind of have a radical, and you can see find the variable for which the expression defined as a real number. And we do know that if we have a square root, the inside, this has to be greater than or equal to 0. So all you do is you do, okay, 49 minus 36x squared has to be greater than equal to 0. And remember, the trick is this is negative, right? So the best thing as college bound student, we should be doing this directly. This goes there, so it means 49 stays, and this goes to the right. That means the right side, this thing will go as plus 36x squared. It becomes opposite. If I write 2 is greater than 5, I can always, sorry, 12 is greater than 7, I can always write 7 less than 12. So this greater than sign, I can always write 36x squared is less than 49 because of this, right? Then you divide by 36, or you can just say, okay, uh, this is the multiplication, or you can just divide like how you've been doing, just do this. So you get x squared less than equal to 49 over 36. Now the thing is that good news is this 49 and this 36 both are perfect square, and you know the answer is 7, and the square root of 36 is 6. So how do we do this? So the trick is like x square is less than, let's say you have a formula type, a square is less than equal to b. So it's always minus b less than a. This is how you're supposed to remember. You're done. And also, if you get confused with this, you can use another one. Is if you have x square is less than, let's say, a square, and then it's okay, minus a less than equal to x less than equal to plus a, and you're done. This is how. So all you can write is, okay, if you want to use this one, then you can say x square is less than 7 over, because 7 times 7 is 49, 6 times 6, so you can write like this. So the a that you have here is this one. This is the a, right? And then you can just write, okay, minus a means minus 7 over 6 less than the x and less than plus a, right? So it is plus 7 over 6. So your answer becomes, because of equal sign, you have to use the box, and you're done. So the rest you know how to go about. Question number 7. Question number 7, you have quartic. Again, either it has to be something like this. The maximum we can cross the x-axis is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so by just the look at it, you know when it's going to be equal to 0 first. That's the first step. And you know this x, I'm going to use the positive ones first. So you can see minus, opposite of plus 7 is minus 7, opposite of plus 3 is minus 3, opposite of minus 1 is plus 1, and opposite of, sorry, plus minus 5 is plus 5. And on the number line, you just do the same thing, 0, and you can see this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this minus 3 is 1, 2, 3. And then minus 7, 3, minus 3. This is 1 and 5. Then 4, 5, 6, 7. That's the one. And then each time you plug in. So it's the same thing. I will say use this maybe in between you use minus 4, and then here you use 0, and then so you have from minus infinity all the way here, then from here to all the way from minus, then from minus 3 all the way to 0, and then from 0 all the way to 5, and then 5 all the way to plus infinity. See, so and that's how you try to pick on. So the one that you'll pick here will be after 5 is 6, so then you pick 6. And in this case, there's a 1 here. After 1 is 2, so you pick 2. So these are the minus 8, minus 4, 0, 2, and so. And each time you put minus 8 here, see, and see what you get, whether you get positive, negative, or you check. Then you check for minus 4 and say this negative here, 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 and see whether you get positive, negative. And then after that, you pick uh, 0, beautiful 0. So this 0 you plug in here, plug in here, plug in here, and then you plug in 2, 2, 2, 2, and then you plug in 6, and each time see what you get, and you will get down. Let me check, go to the next one. And the question number 8 is the one that we did in the class. Remember, this is rational inequality. So we need to know, you check cutout point. So you need to know cutout points. It means when is the numerator is going to be 0 and when is the denominator is going to be 0. So by look at it, you can see we can factorize the numerator as, you can write it as like 5x the whole square minus 9 square. The bottom one, because we need to substitute, that's why I'm doing this. And then that's the bottom one, you can write x square minus 6 square, and that is using the difference of square, 5x plus 9 and 5x minus 9 and x plus 6. And clearly the cutout points will be, if we check the numerator, when is the numerator? You do the opposite of plus 9, which is minus 9, and because 5 is divided, you write divide by 5. And in this case, you write x equals opposite of minus 9 is plus 9, and then divide by 5. So these are the main numbers. This is for the numerator. What about the new denominator? If you check the denominator here, x plus 6. So for when is denominator is going to be equal to 0 is when x equals opposite of plus 6 is minus 6, and opposite of minus 6 is plus 6. So all you do is, these are the main cutout points. So on the number line, that plays the important role. And this is almost like negative 1/4, or maybe you want to write it like minus 1.5 goes 9 the 1.9. So sorry, 5.8. So let's do now. You have to make a number line. And then I think it's the same thing. I don't want to go about. The only thing, remember, when you do the number line, remember this is 0 and you have 6 and minus. So maybe this is 6 and this is minus 6. And the other one was 9/4, which is minus 1 4/5. So if this is 1 and this is minus 1, somewhere here, if this is 2 4/5, somewhere here is 4/5. So it is like 1 4/5. This is like 1 4/5. Maybe we are saying okay 1.8. And where is this? This is minus 1. This is minus 2. 1 point. So somewhere here. So it's going to be from minus infinity all the way to minus 6. Then remember, you can't take 6, so this is open circle. And then from here to here, so sorry, not that. Here, that's minus 1.8 or minus 1 minus, which is minus 9. And this is 9. So all you do is from here, I want to see, from here you check till here, then here to plus infinity. So 6, sorry, here, you can't take this number, and then from 6 to plus infinity. And remember that because the bottom part, you can't have 6 and minus 6, because if you put 6 and minus 6, that will be 36 minus 36 with 0, and you can't have a 0 in the denominator. So these are the places where you have to be very, very careful. They have to be this. But here you can take a minus 9/5 here, or this could be this a box. Here also you can take a box, and here also a box. Problem number 9, if you see, here you are given this part. So what all you do is, when is the numerator become 0, and you can see it is x minus 1 square is 0, and the only possibility is the parenthesis has to be 0, and it has to be x equals 1. And the question is, when is the denominator is 0? So for this you have to say, okay, x plus 1, and this is 0, and then you can just do the opposite, which is minus 1 and minus 7. So these are the main number minus. So all I'm going to do is now make the number line with 0, and opposite of plus 1 is minus 1, so this may be minus 1. And remember, you can't have minus 1 because it's down, right? And this plus sign, opposite of plus 7 is minus 7, maybe this one. So I'll make a open circle. And here opposite of minus 1 is plus 1. And then because there is a greater, now the good, check it out, it's greater than 0, so it has to be open. You can't take that, so that's 1. So the whole number line gets splitted into all the way from minus infinity till minus 7, then minus 7 till minus 1, then minus 1 to plus 1, and plus 1 to plus infinity. See? And each time you pick a number from maybe here, this side I can pick minus 8, and to the right, I think I can think of minus 6, or you can select, I think better is minus 2, and here best option is 0, and to the right of here is 2. And you decide whether it is greater than 0 and do the same thing.